can decide.
Order 90, Order 91, 2 of the rules of this House provides a Minister of State may make a statement of government policy, and the statement shall be limited to facts which are necessary to be made known to the House and not contain matters that are likely to provoke debate. The application has been made for the minister to make a statement. I want to know from the minister, is he coming under Order 91? If he is coming under Order 91 to make the statement, are you aware of the content of the statement, and has he shared the statement with at least the leadership of the House? You can't just come and spring a surprise on us. The rules are applicable to you. You are supposed to make the statement available. You make the statement with the indulgence of the House. So you can't keep it under your armpit. Come and spring a surprise. Yes, you've assured us that you are going to make a statement pursuant to a matter that occurred on Friday, but you can't keep it to yourself.
Honorable Minority Leader, you have rightly quoted Order 91.
That is so.
Look at Order 91 and tell the House which of the provisions allow the policy statement to be shared with the leadership.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, Mr. Speaker, with respect, this approach where you come up with, read, and tell us, please.
You will read it.
Mr. Speaker, you don't read laws and rules in isolation. You read them as a whole. You give a conjunctive interpretation.
Okay, Honorable Minority Leader, let's look at Order 91, not in isolation, as a whole. And then we can put the meaning that ought to be ascribed to Order 91 to see where.
Very well. So, Mr. Speaker,
the policy statement will have to be shared with the leadership.
Mr. Speaker, if you read Order 91 and 93 together, 93 provides by the indulgence of the House.
Honorable Minority Leader.
May I finish? Mr. Speaker, you've asked the question. Allow me to finish. Then you can make your ruling, please. By the indulgence of the House and the leave of Speaker, a member may explain a matter of personal nature or make a statement on a matter of urgent public importance at the time appointed for statement under Order 67. Mr. Speaker, the spirit behind this provision under 93(1) can be applied mutatis mutandis to 91 too. Mr. Speaker, and that is why I am inviting this House. That is why I am inviting this House to give it a purposive meaning. You can't just say that, Mr. Speaker, because that provision does not expressly say that you should make a disclosure. Mr. Speaker, disclosure is part of any serious democracy. Disclosure is part of any serious democracy. To the extent that, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that 91(2)(b) is saying that the statement should not contain matters that are likely to provoke debate, implies that the statement must be known to you to make a determination. Mr. Speaker, if as it is, the minister makes a statement
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker,
please.
To the extent, Mr. Speaker,
yes.
My colleagues behind were making some noise. Mr. Speaker,
please,
order. My submission, Mr. Speaker, my submission is to the effect that to the extent that 91(2)(b) is putting across a caveat. The caveat provides that the statement should not contain matters that are likely to provoke debate. Mr. Speaker, at what point would you know if there is no disclosure to you? So the man mounts a dispatch box and begins to breach this order, by which time the horses would have bolted. So I'm only asking that, Mr. Speaker, it will be appropriate for him to make that statement available to you and at least available to leadership, if not to the entire House, for us to peruse. Mr. Speaker, are we saying that because the order does not provide for certain admissibility clause, you are not supposed to see it? This provision is subject to admissibility by the Speaker. That is why 91(2)(b) says that it should not provoke debate.
Honorable Minority Leader.
The statement is subject to the admissibility discretion of the Speaker.
Honorable Minority Leader, I think the answer to the issue you are raising is no, no, no. That has never been the practice. Now, if you look at Order 91, Order 91 is on statement by the Speaker and Minister. Then Order 92 is on ceremonial speech. Then Order 93 is on statement by member. Therefore, you cannot read Order 93, a statement by a member, to justify an argument for a statement being made by a minister. We've also been in this House for some time. The practice is not that if a minister is coming to make a statement, the content of the statement must be shared. No. But the standing order is guiding the minister as to the content of the statement he's coming to deliver, that the statement should not provoke debate. So it is very novel for you to say that the statement must be shared. Proceed. Honorable Finance Minister, you have the floor.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity to brief the House on the payment of statutory funds. The Speaker, as a member of this House, I'm fully aware of the considerable interest that honorable members attach to this important subject, which lies at the heart of the fiscal decentralization. First and foremost, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to colleagues for their continued cooperation. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'll begin today's brief with the District Assembly's Common Fund, the DACF. Mr. Speaker, our effort is driven by President Mahama's unwavering commitment to decentralization development, as articulated in Chapter 20 of the 1992 Constitution. It is well established that metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies have gone through severe financial strain over the past 8 years due to the unfortunate re-centralization of district assemblies' common fund. Mr. Speaker, it is evident that decisions taken in recent years have regrettably undermined the capacity of MMDAs to respond effectively to the pressing needs of our people at the local level. Right, Honorable Speaker, in the past 8 years, a paltry 40% to 50% of transfers to the common fund were disbursed directly to the district assemblies, thereby denying MMDAs the ability to spur local economic development. Mr. Speaker, the government under President John Mahama is resolute in its determination to reverse this trend. We are committed to adequately resource MMDAs and ensure that effective and accountable utilization of these resources are maintained at all times. In line with our promise to revitalize the local economy, President Mohammed's administration has prioritized improving financial strength of the district assemblies. I wish to commend members of this House for endorsing, as part of the 2025 budget, government proposal to ensure that a minimum of 80% of allocated district assembly common fund resources are transferred directly to MMDAs. Mr. Speaker, without a doubt, this measure will empower assemblies to drive economic growth at the local level and deepen the process of decentralization. Right Honorable Speaker, through this policy initiative, government is guaranteeing that approximately 6.1 billion Ghana cedis of the 7.57 billion Ghana cedis earmarked for the year 2025 will be disbursed directly to local assemblies to spur local economic activities at the district level. Mr. Speaker, in view of that, every district assembly will receive a minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis this year. A minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis this year. Mr. Speaker, our resource extends beyond mere release of funds. We have taken decisive steps to ensure that these resources are utilized in line with government economic objectives. Mr. Speaker, as I say, a minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis will go to every district assembly, a minimum. Mr. Speaker, Section 126(3) of the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, mandates government to determine the categories of expenditure within the approved development budget of district assemblies that must be funded through the District Assembly Common Fund. In compliance with this, the Cabinet of President Mahama has approved guidelines to ensure the prudent and accountable utilization of these funds. The guidelines as approved by Cabinet are as follows. The Speaker, 25% of the amount transferred to the district assemblies is to be utilized for the design and construction of a model market in each district assembly. The Speaker, 10% of the amount is earmarked for the construction of health facilities where a minimum of 2 CHIPS compounds are supposed to be constructed at rural assemblies. The Speaker, again, 10% of the amount is earmarked for the construction of educational facilities, including 1 KG block, 1 primary school block, and 1 junior high school block. Right Honorable Speaker, another 10% of the amount is earmarked for the provision of potable water in each assembly, of which a minimum of 10 boreholes are supposed to be constructed in rural assemblies. Mr. Speaker, again, we have earmarked 10% of the amount that will be sent directly to the assemblies for the provision of school furniture. Mr. Speaker, in order for the assemblies not to use this amount for the purposes of the administration and monitoring and evaluation, government has capped the allocation for the running of the assembly to be at 5%. 5%. And Speaker, finally, recognizing the need to complete abandoned legacy projects, including the numerous uncompleted structures left behind by the Middle Belt Development Authority, Coastal Development Authority, and the Northern Development Authority. We have also allocated an amount, 20% of the amount to be used to fix the mess that were created by these authorities. Right Honorable Speaker, we are steadfast in our resolve to ensure strict adherence to the utilization guidelines governing funds allocated to the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, we have transferred the sum of 987 million. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, the district assemblies has received, and we have the District Assembly Common Fund has received, and we have transferred the sum of 965,073 Ghana cedis from the consolidated fund to the District Assembly's Common Fund, being the first quarter amount due the District Assembly Common Fund for the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund is required to ensure that 80% of this amount is transferred directly to the assemblies without fail, and expenditure returns submitted to the Ministry of Finance before subsequent releases will be made. So, Speaker, I repeat, the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund is required to ensure that 80% of this amount is transferred directly to the District Assemblies without fail, and expenditure returns submitted to the Ministry of Finance before any subsequent release will be made. Mr. Speaker, honorable members are also encouraged to monitor the utilization of this amount sent to their respective assemblies in line with the approved guidelines by the Cabinet of President John Dramani Mahama. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that under the leadership of President Mahama and the NDC, for the first time in several months, transfer to all statutory funds have been made promptly and in full. Mr. Speaker, we have not just made them, but also in full. Notably, all transfers due the National Health Insurance Fund for the period covering January, February, March have been paid in full. Mr. Speaker, a total amount of 2,033,469,607 Ghana cedis has been disbursed to the National Health Insurance Fund, and they have received the funds. These disbursements have enabled the National Health Insurance Scheme to settle arrears owed to healthcare providers and to implement the free primary healthcare and the Ghana Medical Care Trust Program, otherwise known as Mahama Kesi. Mr. Speaker, similarly, the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, has received a total of 2,710,227,947 Ghana cedis. So, Speaker, 2.7 billion Ghana cedis for the month of January, February, March, and April 2025, all transferred and received by the Ghana Education Trust Fund. As earlier announced in the 2025 budget, funding for the free senior high school program is now fully covered under the GET Fund. Subsequently, the challenges, including feeding, which previously impedes the smooth implementation of the program, have been resolved as a result of the payment that we have made. Right Honorable Speaker, these payments are a clear reflection of our commitment to meet all statutory obligations in priority sectors of the economy. I encourage honorable members to continue to support our effort as we chart a new course towards resetting our economy. The Speaker, let us work together to strengthen the metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies and position them as engines of local economic development. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.